about the live stream. I'm going to put you in the middle of the table, so.
Yes.
All right. We're good? All right, it's 6 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Tim Yera, member Tim Yera will be joining us by speakerphone. Tim, can you hear me where you are right there?
Yeah, I hear you very well, Will, thanks.
Perfect. Okay, so first on our list, modifications to the agenda. Do we have any? All right, hearing none, we will move on to the approval of meeting minutes. We'll start with the meeting of March 23rd, 2026. Are we reapproving this after we appended the non-recusal statements, or are there further modifications?
I think it was just the ethical liaison letters that we had to attach.
Okay, so we just have to reapprove it?
I believe so.
Well, I thought we already made that amendment to the March 23rd agenda minutes.
I thought we did too. Like I was looking at them this morning, and we said we would append. I don't know if we still technically need to reapprove them.
Reapprove them and then you're covered.
Won't hurt anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the March 23rd minutes with the appended.
I'll second.
All right, Kathy moves, Sean seconds. Any further discussion?
The one question I had, Will, was the action items after we came out of executive session. I presume those are appended to the audio video recordings of that meeting?
Those actions, no. We neglected to record those technically. We have them for the 30th, but not for the 23rd.
Yeah, because it was
What am I
emailed,
thinking
so I
of?
can't meet.
The 30th, the meeting the week after we had the audio recordings. That is on YouTube. We didn't record audio for this one mistakenly.
I see. All right. All right. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of approving the March 23rd meeting minutes with the appended non-recusal statement, say aye.
Aye.
Yarrow says aye.
All opposed? All right, take that at 5-0 approval. Meeting minutes of March 30th, 2026. Do we have any motions or amendments?
I'll make a motion to approve the March 30th ones. The video got on them, right, Hannah?
Did we get the, when you came out of executive session,
Yes.
uploaded?
Yep, that one's on there.
It is, okay.
It's all, there's nothing on the screen. It was just an audio recording,
Okay.
but it's on there.
I'll second it.
All right, Kathy moves, Sean seconds. All in favor of approving the meeting minutes of March 30th, say aye.
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 Yarrow's aye.
All right, all opposed? 5-0, motion passes. All right, next item on the agenda, Emergency Management Coordinator, reappointment / title change. So this one, it's supposed to be Emergency Management Director and we made it Coordinator.
I will turn it over to Roger LaRue
All
on that.
right, we'll recognize Roger LaRue.
Apparently, I'm currently the coordinator. The local emergency management plan that we submit to the state every year had me as the EMD, or the Emergency Management Director, on this document. And I'm not sure if there's some confusion because it goes on in this document to show the Emergency Operation Director, which is if there was a disaster and we had to open up the Emergency Operations Center, then I would be the one kind of coordinating that, or that position would be being coordinated by that. So the Emergency Operation Manager versus Emergency Management Director versus Emergency Management Coordinator. Coordinators can be appointed by directors. And what those people would do is if we had an emergency and we had the Emergency Operations Center open for a prolonged period of time. So incident command is open. We have a major disaster. We're open for 24, 36, whatever number of hours. The state says we're basically on our own for the first 72. So we have to manage that event by ourselves, should something occur. So obviously, someone would have to be there from the select board to help make money decisions and those kinds of things. And you certainly don't want to be there for 36 hours, so, or longer. So the emergency management coordinators with the director would be able to backfill different positions, whether it's logistics, whether it's planning, interfacing with Jim back there, for the town and those kinds of things and managing those resources. So at your last meeting, you nominated me or appointed me as the coordinator, which means technically you guys are now the emergency management directors if you still want that job. And we did send some email stuff to you guys. I don't know if you
Yep,
have.
it should have been in your folder.
But I don't know that this was part of it. This is the emergency management director job description. And I'll leave an extra copy here for Tim. And it's, so just so that you're aware of what it entails. So it's up to you guys if you want to accept that responsibility because it rolls downhill, or if you want me to be the EMD, that's up to you.
Are you willing to serve as the EMD?
Yeah.
I figured it was a given
I
since you're
pretty
here.
much, had accepted that, and, that's why, I don't have a problem with doing it. I've been involved with it for a long time. So, not as for a town emergency management director, but, I was the emergency preparedness coordinator at the hospital. I was the incident commander throughout, the COVID, dilemma. So, plus multiple years on the fire department and leadership roles, so I don't have a problem with doing that.
Okay.
I do have one other request, and
Mhm.
if you do appoint me either way, we still need to address the shelters. So it would be nice to have one of you be someone that I could interface to, that we can approach the CCSU and as well as Union Baptist, so that we can actually get something in writing, seeing how we don't technically. We should use those facilities should we need it for an emergency operations center.
So like it's like a memorandum of understanding.
Basically, yes. I had sent copies last year of what Vermont League of Cities and Towns had approved for another town and school interface.
Mhm.
But I think there was some concern with the language on the liability or the insurance. And I think, back in the day, it was just a handshake that, if we break something, we'll fix it, kind of thing. So, but that's why we have to kind of decide how we're gonna do that.
Right. And in light of what's going on in Montpelier, if we merge with somebody else, we may want to have that in writing.
Okay, so you say if we merge with another school district or supervisory
Then
union,
they
then
may
this
not.
would stay in place
Yeah,
with the
oh, yeah.
merger? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, the current principal knows about this and probably does, so does the, whatever the
the
board
current
member is.
principal will be done as
Right.
of June 30th of this
Exactly.
year. I'm not sure anybody at the SU level knows because our person there retired last year.
Mhm.
So we need to kind of get that nailed down, should we ever need it. Hopefully we don't ever, but it's better to plan than to be reactive.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think the MOU was something Sue was working on originally.
It was, and I think Tim had a copy as well,
Okay,
because I think it's Tim and, I'm sorry, it was Ron and Sue that sent me the thing and asked me to approach them
right.
and talk about the insurance, and to me, that really needs to come from town leadership. One of you fine people.
So they had approached you about this when they were still on the board, but now they're no longer on the board, or they approached you about it after they left the board?
No, this is probably a month or two.
Last fall.
Okay.
We had that, but more recently, they had asked me to do
Yeah.
something about that. So
I'm pretty sure it's in my email.
I'd have to go back to and look at my emails when, it's kind of a moot point. It doesn't matter when they asked me to do it, but it didn't happen. I'll just say that.
Okay. Because I know you and I had a phone call one afternoon, maybe a month or two ago, about something similar.
Yeah.
If you're willing, I'd be more than happy to work with you on that, the
Absolutely.
fine tuning those MOUs with the Union Baptist and the Waterford School.
Okay, works.
Yeah,
Works
you'll
for
have
me.
you'll have to loop Heather in because she has the insurance papers,
Right.
Okay.
so.
Well, we have to decide if we're gonna maintain that verbiage in the document or not. That wouldn't necessarily be my call, but whether it's needed or not, I'm not sure. But like I say, the verbiage was originally approved by the Vermont League of Cities and Towns. That's all I have.
All right. I will entertain a motion to appoint Mr. LaRue as Emergency Management Director. Anyone so choose?
I'll move that.
All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Tim moves, Kathy seconds. Any further discussion?
Thank you very much, Roger.
You're welcome to.
All right, hearing none, all in favor of appointing Roger LaRue as Emergency Management Director, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Yaro's aye.
All right, 5-0, approval. Okay, next on our agenda, we have driveway permit. Possibly a loose dog. All right, so this is in our folder. We'll hold it one
Are
second.
you ready for the driveway permit?
We are, yes.
Sorry,
All good.
I just realized Jim didn't sign it when he was in the office this
All
morning.
good.
So, pretty straightforward. Jim's been in contact with the contractor.
All right, so everything looks good here. Any discussion?
And I think I only need one signature, Will, and you can sign it as vice chair.
Okay. Still need a motion to approve
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
I will entertain a motion to approve the driveway permit.
Also move.
A second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I haven't seen a file of materials for this meeting, so who are the driveway permits? Not that it really matters. I don't want to record.
The applicant is Elizabeth Billingham. Back at the end of March, Deb sent us a shared folder for the meetings. There's on OneDrive, there's a whole bunch of documentation. She lives up on, this driveway is for a property on Old County Road South, somewhere between Mad Brook Road and High Ridge Road on the downhill
Okay.
side.
If you know where the guinea hens live, it's across the street.
Kathy knows where it is. It's where I've been playing for years.
I know where it is. Slow guinea hens.
Any further
In
discussion?
any case, I'll take it from your word that everything is in order.
Yeah, seems to be. All right, any further discussion? All in favor of approving the Bellingham driveway permit, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Yarrow is aye. I just opened the document, so I'm actually seeing it, and it looks very well completed, so thank you.
Okay. All opposed? All right, 5-0. I will sign this on behalf of the select board. Today is the 13th. Okay.
Grab me a second.
I'll hold that right there. All right, next item on the agenda, we have the dog warrant.
Yes. So I will apologize. I found a typo on the original warrant that I sent you. It said City of Waterford. I changed it to Town of Waterford.
Mhm.
So that has been fixed. We have 21 dogs currently unregistered. So there's the document and supporting papers. And the reason I didn't send you that document is because I didn't finish it until 3:00 this afternoon.
All good. All good. Oh, that's actually good morning.
I have a strong feeling that a few of those dogs have passed on. and the owners just haven't let us know yet,
Okay.
so. But that delinquent dog list is pretty similar to last year,
Mhm.
so I'm very confident that James will be able to clean it up in a matter of a month or two.
Nice. Any discussion or motions?
I'll move to approve the dog warrant.
Do we have a
I'll
second?
second it.
All right, Tim makes the motion, Sean seconds. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the dog warrant, say aye.
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 All opposed? 5-0, dog warrant is approved. I will hold for a second while this gets passed on down the line.
Where are you signing for Tim?
Tim, do you authorize us to sign for you?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if it's appropriate, if Deb thinks it's appropriate, I would authorize the vice chair to sign in my absence.
Okay.
Would you mail her a copy, give me a copy of that, or what? Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we have bid opening for the Daniels Farm Road culvert.
I do have some, but I will ask if there are any other bids that are in the audience. Hearing none, we received 5.
Ooh,
Good.
always good to have options. Okay, so first bid I will open. Okay, this one is from Daryl Matthews and Matthews Excavating. So this one, the lump sum price is $153,260. For the shop drawings, they'll be provided as soon as awarded. Site work to begin, weather permitting, beginning of August, and to be completed 2 weeks after starting again, weather permitting. I will pass this down.
Can you read the figure one more time, please?
$153,260.00. All right, there we go, pass that down. All right, second bid open comes from Simpson Dirtworks. They quote a lump sum price of $168,500. They anticipate having the shop drawings 2 to 3 weeks, pending the acceptance of a bid. Site work to begin in July, site work to be completed at the end of August, as long as availability of something starting with a D. There we go.
And that one was 168.5.
168,500. Okay, our third bid comes from Kirk Fenoff and Son Excavating out of Danville. They offer a lump sum price of $167,652.
Can you repeat that number, Will?
$167,652.
Thank you.
They expect to have the drawings available by May 15th. Site work to begin August the 1st, site work completed August 15th. There we go, pass that down. Okay, our fourth bid comes from J.A. McDonald of Middlesex. Price for the project, $208,000. Shop drawings to be complete by June 1st, site work to begin July 6th, site work to be completed July 31st. We'll pass that down. All right. Our fifth and final bid submission comes from J. Fenoff Site Works of Waterford. Lump sum price, $247,550. Shop drawings will be submitted within 10 days of award. Site work to begin August 3rd. Site work to be completed August 14th. And that's the RFP. Okay, so they attached the full RFP to that.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Dave Morrison. Is it noted anywhere if this is a road closure for this project? When Mad Brook had been closed because the thing was completely out, but is this a project where they'll do like half and half, or is this a closure project?
I think I can answer that, Dave. I've got some plans downstairs, and that's one culvert. So I believe it'll be a complete,
Complete closure?
yeah,
Okay, thank
It's
you.
not a box culvert, it's a steel culvert.
it's a steel culvert, yeah.
Aluminum,
Thank you for that, Marcel. Were you able to hear that, Tim?
it's aluminum culvert.
Tim, were you able to hear that?
I'm still here. Can you summarize it for me?
So Mr. Morrison asked whether or not this would involve a road closure, and Marcel believed that it would. Marcel said that he was pretty sure that it would.
Is this reflected in the bids, do you think?
I mean,
Does it show it in the ones that?
Did you notify you about that?
in the RFP, it would have a drawing of where the culvert needs to go. So I'm presuming, if you're gonna be putting that culvert across Daniels Farm Road, you're gonna have to close it off for at least some duration of time.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking though is that there's quite a spread in the bids from high to low, and I'm wondering if the lowest bid includes potential for traffic control.
Well, when we closed Mad Brook Road for the bridge, I don't know if Jim can possibly provide some input on this. I believe that it was signed, and did they have a flag person at all handling that, or was it just signed and closed off?
Signage
Okay, it was just signage.
with detour.
Okay,
Yeah, everyone on this list that has bid, they were all invited bidders.
okay,
So, they're all competent, and they read and understood the bidding process, I'm sure. So, I wouldn't worry much about, anything.
Because as far as where the culvert's gonna go in, there would be a lot of people affected by this if they were going into Waterford, but the person most affected would be the person whose house is just on the other side of the brook there on Daniels Farm Road. They would have the furthest to travel. And I presume they'd have to travel back to Simpson Brook Road and then up Hale Road if they wanted to get their quickest way to the town office or anywhere around here.
How many weeks?
So each bid was different. Some of them gave a period of 2 weeks. Some of them gave a period of up to a month. I believe it should all be detailed in those the proposals as I read them out. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say the first one I read off was the 153,260. I think that one was,
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
yeah, that one was 2 weeks. I can't remember who that was.
Matthews.
That was Matthews. That was
But Simpson was in July,
Additional.
and not until August.
The doors.
Okay.
I don't know if it's-
Yeah, August 1st and done in 15 days, and so is Josh. Josh is August 3rd. and-
That's Jay McDonald you're referring to, or is that Josh?
J. McDonald was a month.
Jay McDonald was a month.
7/6 to 7/31. No, Kirk Fennel was 2 weeks. And Matthews was 2 weeks.
1 month, both Fenoffs for 2 weeks.
Sure.
Will,
Yes.
I'm getting feedback from people at home. They can't hear because there's too many side conversations going on.
Okay, we'll ask for just a little order out there. All right, do we have any further discussion or motions?
Well, to get the conversation started, I would move that we accept the low bidder, Daryl Matthews Excavating.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion?
He's 2 weeks.
For clarification, this was a 2-week completion, I believe, from the start of August to the middle of August at $153,260.
In my opinion, it's highly competitive work on the site. 2 weeks is among the shortest of all offered site works, and it's the lowest price. Assuming he gets the work done as needed by the design and the requirements of the site, I'd say this one looks like the best bet for the town of Waterford.
Plus, he did a nice job up the road right here.
Yes. All right, any further discussion? All right, I believe the motion on the table was to approve accept the bid of Daryl Matthews for a 2-week complete.
Does the board want to see what the estimated cost was, just for?
Yes.
Yes, please.
That would be good.
And Jim, most of this is being paid through FEMA, correct? Or is all of it being paid through FEMA?
All being paid through these.
And so the total estimated cost, if I'm reading this correctly, Marcel, is 237,000.
Yeah.
375.
That's what the engineer estimated.
So I guess, we're talking 100,000, almost. What was Daryl Matthews, 153?
Yep.
Yeah, it's about 85,000.
Just wonder why it's.
Now, money-wise, does that mean you have this kind of money to spend on the project from FEMA or wherever?
We have to build FEMA, right?
Well, FEMA has, approved that amount of money. But if we don't spend it, then FEMA's not gonna.
I would say they get back the balance, I'm assuming. Yeah,
If we don't spend that, will they pay for the, what we just nominated and seconded? Will they still pay that?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Do you want to see the estimated cost?
No, I heard them.
Do you want to see it?
You want it?
I'll take a look at
Can you repeat the cost one?
it. The cost estimate from Ruggles Engineering initially was $237,375. Okay.
I just think there's a huge difference.
Thanks.
All right, any further discussion? All right, motion on the table is to accept the bid of Daryl Matthews at $153,260. All in favor, respond by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes appear to have it. Tim?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yarrow is in favor.
Okay. The ayes appear to have it. Is that a 4-0, 5-0 waive?
It's 5-0.
5-0? All right, we've accepted the bid of Daryl Matthews, so we need to find that one, and it needs a signature, I believe.
And I will reach out to Nate in the morning.
Thank you very much.
Deb, has Nate reached out to you about the right of ways yet?
The last I knew, the right-of-ways were in the hands of the attorney. He had contacted one owner, the other owner was out of the country and should be back by now, but I don't
Yeah,
know
he
if
was
it's
supposed to
coming.
be back last week.
Yeah,
What about the same alteration permit application?
It's already been followed.
I believe it's been Ron signed that and it's in Nate's hands.
All right, next item on the agenda, we have citizens' concerns. Do we have any? I'm seeing Ms. Powers in the front row.
Thank you,
Debbie Powers.
Representative Debbie Powers. I've emailed this to the board, but I wanted to present it in person. I'd like to make the board aware of a social media post Tucker of Waterford running in this November's election for the Caledonia 1 district seat I currently hold. On this person's social media site, Mr. Yarrow posted the following statement. Good man, very much worth your vote. Our Caledonia 1 district deserves better representation than what we have presently. I have texted him the following response to this post. Mr. Yarrow, based on your this social media post, apparently you have issues with my representation of this district. You have not contacted me regarding one legislative topic since I was elected in 2024. I would be happy to meet with you to discuss any issues or concerns you have with my service as Caledonia 1 representative. As select board chair for the town in which I reside and with the current legislative session still in progress, I would hope that you would hold yourself to a higher standard than to disparage my service without first contacting me regarding your concerns. Thank you.
Okay. Any others? I'm seeing Mr. Morrison.
Dave Morrison. Yeah, in regarding the same gal that you just issued the driveway permit, I've been trying to catch up with Matt Walsh to get a building permit for a small storage shed as a kind of a starter for her project. And I sillily believe the sign on Deb's door that he actually was in the office every Saturday from 8 to 12, which he hasn't been for 2 Saturdays. The Saturday before Easter, I tried calling and leaving messages when I didn't find him down here. And he actually called me on the day after Easter, week from today, a week ago today. And I thought we'd had it all arranged to meet him last Saturday down here, but he never showed up, and messages haven't helped, and Deb tried to call him, or call a text.
I called.
You called him this morning when I was down in the office, and you didn't hear back.
He's actually right behind you.
Well, hello.
Howdy.
Can we sneak downstairs and get a permit?
Yeah, we can get one anytime.
When we get adjourned.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for being here.
Well, I wanted to just, when you called, I can answer the phone during the week. I did let you know I could come down during that day and talk to you. The gal that he's referring to is looking to build in a newly designated forest block, which I don't know what her permitting is gonna require. The state of Vermont adopted Act 181 in 2024. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but currently there's a lot of conversation going around statewide that this is becoming more detrimental to rural Vermont. The property in question that this person bought is in a tier 3 forest block. I've reached out to our Act 250 coordinator to see if this person that's looking to build up here needs jurisdictional needs a jurisdictional opinion from Act 250. A lot of our town, if no one's aware of it, is now in a Tier 3 forest block, which means regular citizens like us are gonna have to go through the Act 250 process to build. Anything from driveways to dwellings, accessory structures, and they're guesstimating permits online are gonna be somewhere between $12,000 and $38,000. So I reached out to our Act 250 coordinator to make sure this person, she's coming from Massachusetts, I
She lives
believe,
in Massachusetts, yes.
what kind of a permitting process at a state level she's gonna have to go through. Our municipal permit's not changing. It doesn't change our bylaws at all, but it's gonna have citizens going through a completely different set of regulations as well. So I've been trying to attend as many rural caucus meetings, meetings at the State House to try to get as informed as possible. It is eating up a lot of my time at my full-time job as well, but we want to make sure that coming down the line that we can try to do the best as a town to help our citizens. But right now it's looking extremely detrimental to communities like ours. So.
Mr. Morrison, if you'd like
Could I
to.
respond to Matt or? could
As
we-
long as it's directed through the board.
Yeah. So when you called me back on Monday, we voted, you kind of threw some of this at me, and I alerted, Ms. Billingham. So she went on the computer, you were talking about overlays.
Yep.
And, so she went on her computer, but she also called her real estate agent.
Mhm.
She's not building in the woodland, she's building in the field, it's only 70 feet from the road.
Okay, so the rural agricultural.
Yeah, so, and so her real estate agent, who I think Robin will attest that you're staying right on top of this because.
But they should never present themselves as an expert, so she should probably have just deferred any interest, any information on that, that's all.
But anyway, her realtor looked at the overlays and said, you're fine, so, but I don't wanna tie up the board with this conversation. Do you wanna go downstairs and
Yeah,
chat about this? or-
after the meeting, I'm more than happy to go down.
Okay, yeah.
It's not going before the board. It's not talking about.
Did you have any further comments to make to the board?
Just on the general thing of his office, it would be nice if it worked a little better for people other than myself. But that's not up to me to talk about his employment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I tried to be as accessible as possible via the phone. Making appointments is the easiest thing to do. So I did try to sit down. I wanted to sit down with you on Monday because usually I do get a lot of calls for myself to go meet with people on Saturdays, which makes it more difficult to come in to the office. I try to have regular hours, although it's extremely difficult. A lot of people don't want to come in on a Saturday, and it's easier for me to go to their property or meet them somewhere. But I do answer the phone as much as I can during my full-time work schedule. I try to respond to Deb. I know before she went on vacation, I came into the office during the week a couple times to make sure I could get some stuff done. But yeah, generally I try to maintain office hours, although especially during our busy time, it's a little bit more difficult when I'm running around to different properties.
Sean, you had
So
something?
now that this is opened up for discussion, are we at liberty to ask Matt if he's able to continue to meet his commitment to the planning commission and show up, and to the DRB and show up at the meetings? Or-
Well, I talked to Selectman Yarrow not too long ago on the phone. This is a copy of the contract that I signed in 2025, I believe. And at that time, I had spoke with Chairperson Ron Gray, letting him know that I did not have enough time to meet with the planning commission on a regular basis. He had struck that out of the contract. So it was to be a clerical position, whatever you want to call it, for the Development Review Board, but not for the Planning Commission.
But you can meet with the DRB regular.
when warranted, unless the development review board wants to meet monthly regardless of if we have applications.
Now, being more specific, and I know that it's not, well, maybe it is a hot button issue, I don't know, but this green burial thing, we were working with you in regards to setting up a policy to bring to the select board. And I think Howard and folks maybe had gotten to a point where they were waiting on you for some approval or commitment to the verbiage,
Yeah,
and they're still waiting.
I'm happy to give them verbiage. We have the same verbiage in St. Johnsbury currently. I can't make that decision for them as I'm not a planning commission member. So I know that they were throwing around a couple different ideas of what they had and they hadn't come to a conclusion. I can provide them what we have in St. Johnsbury currently, but we're going by exactly what state statute is. We haven't changed any verbiage around.
So if your contract says you don't have to make every Saturday meeting, can you please forward him that by email?
Yeah, I have that copy of it. I'll send them another copy of the contract as well.
And the green verbiage?
I can send him the green verbiage, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, any
I've
other?
got a quick question in this discussion. I did have a good conversation with Matt Walsh on the phone, and I understood what he was saying about he made a modification to his contract based on his time issues and his availability. What I'm confused about is that in the town office records, the record with Mr. Walsh doesn't reflect any modifications, and I don't know if the most current contract agreement Mr. Walsh has signed is in the town records.
I have a copy.
The physical copy that Mr. Walsh just provided us is dated 1/27/25, which corresponds with when, I was looking at meeting minutes of this earlier, that corresponds to the select board meeting when his contract was approved.
Deb, you said you have a copy.
That contract is downstairs in the file. I'm sure it's the same one he presented to me.
I would have to imagine it is. But yes, it does, in here, it is scratched out the planning commission obligations.
Okay, very good.
Thank you for coming out and clarifying everything.
Yeah.
All right, any other citizens' concerns? In the back, can you just state your name real quick for the
My
record?
name's Robert Garish out of Linden.
Robert Garish, okay.
Just want to introduce myself. I'm running for sheriff in the upcoming primary in August. So just want to say hi. Appreciate the opportunity to listen to your meeting. If anybody has any questions, I'll just hang around afterwards and we'll say hi and introduce themselves. It'd be great. Thank you so much.
Any other citizens' concerns? Mr. Walsh?
Yeah, so as a resident, I did have a concern that's a little separate. I did try to reach out to the listers as well, and I haven't heard anything back. I just wanted to bring this to the select board's attention as well. So I sent them, the listers, an email just to see where they were on their certifications from the VPAPC, which is the Vermont Property Assessor Certification Program. I called the department this morning and had spoke with somebody as of their March finalized certificate holders. Waterford's not on it. The last time that all three were certified was before they rolled out Act 68 in 2023. Currently, none of them are certified, which means they're statutorily prohibited from doing any assessor work. I don't want to throw another wrench into things, but it's something that I've been trying to ask them for the past month. It looks like 2 of them were prohibited last year when they did the full reappraisal. And currently all 3 of them are non-certified.
Do they know how to go about doing that?
I don't know. I've sent emails. I can't imagine it's too lengthy of a process. It's an 80-hour course, but it opens the town up to exposure.
So essentially, I'm just reading this document you handed us. Tim, I'll try and paraphrase since you might not have a copy in front of you.
Thank you.
It looks like, based on the election dates of our 3 listers, Michael Keach, Howard Remick, and Rico Kozlowski, as of March 2025, Mr. Keach's grace period in which he was allowed to obtain his Vermont property assessor certification had expired, as had Mr. Kozlowski's. So that's where the two listers being out of compliance comes from. And as of March 15 of 2026, they're all three listers their certification is past due. So the document cites 32 VSA 4052B, which states that no person shall conduct the work of an elected lister unless the person meets the training requirements. And then the document goes to further state that uncertified listers are not allowed to perform property evaluations, data collection for new or improved buildings, update the grand list, sales validation, current use enrollments, or field evaluations, but they still are elected officials and can handle non-valuation administrative tasks. This language here, what they're allowed and are not allowed to do, does that come from the League of Cities and Towns?
Yeah.
Okay. Because listers were already out of compliance during parts of 25 and 2026, this raises concerns about the validity of valuation work and the overall grand list process. So if I'm reading this right, there's potential questions around the validity of currently.
No, I know that they've been trained in other ways before, but this was something I don't know if they were aware about that rolled out in 2023. Right now, the state certified listers, there's about 35 of them on there. But this is a major reason why a lot of towns switch to hiring an assessor. However, with this year, all three of them out of compliance, legally, there's not allowed to be any valuations done on any properties.
Okay, so our last, what was the date of our last reassessment, of the townwide reassessment?
Last year.
That was last year in the summer?
Yeah.
And I also want you to keep in mind that our listers are elected officials, so the select board has no control over them.
Yeah.
Would the town pay for their certification?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, it's in their budget.
And I'm guessing, because you just said we had no control of them, but I was ready to make a motion that we move to send a certified letter to all three listers requiring them to complete a certification process.
You can't do that because this was not a warrant on your agenda.
Yeah.
You can't make any decisions tonight.
Howard and him just go to classes for that, or?
They've been going to school. I don't know I don't know which one it was.
This is a state one, so I know we had talked and that they had been to school, and I did try to reach out to Mr. Keach as well as the other listers, and I just don't know if they're aware that they had to do this course, or if it was something that they were unaware of. But if people wanted to fight the valuations of their properties, the town has no ground to stand on, because our three listers are currently out of compliance.
Okay.
Like, personally, we built something on our property, they're gonna give a value to it, but they weren't certified and got the value, so we could fight that all day. It's opening the town up to certain exposures that we probably don't want.
But also the statistical reappraisal was done in combination with NIMRIC,
Yeah,
so I don't know if that.
if that has anything to do with
Right.
it, yeah, they could.
Now, you state here with the grace periods, that
There was a 1-year grace period from 2023 when it was put into action. And it was mandatory that all listers were supposed to have it by January 1st of 2026.
okay.
If not, I don't know what the state's ramifications for that are. But a year from everyone's last election before 2026 is when they expired.
Deb,
Okay.
are the circumstances any different when ours are elected? Or does this still matter to them?
This still applies, this is state.
It's essentially the same training that a licensed assessor would have if the town were to hire a licensed assessor.
Yeah, they might be, I mean, I'm guessing our listers are trained in different ways, but this was something that the state rolled out specifically. So the state had some oversight over who was legally allowed to be a lister and who was not. So I don't know if they're just not aware of it, but it's something that we might want to encourage the certifications for.
Okay. Do we have the authority to just have one of us make an exploratory phone call? Like, I know Mr. Kozlowski and Mr. Keach lives down the road. Could I just ask them, hey?
The listers
you know?
are in the office on Tuesday. They're usually here by 10.
Okay. Any further discussion?
No, if you're gonna discuss it, I think we ought to, if they're gonna be certified, I think we ought to put it on next time's agenda. Don't you?
Okay, so make it well,
Do you think it should be an agenda item if we're gonna?
we could discuss it, but we can't technically compel them.
Okay.
We have no authority to compel.
Well, let's put it on the agenda that you've given up.
Okay, potential agenda items, so lister certification.
Give us an update on the lister certification.
PACP certification, okay.
Let me chime in and say that there's already a fairly comprehensive agenda underway for the 27th. We can certainly add this discussion as well, but let's be mindful not to make the meeting too full.
Noted. Any further discussion on that from the board? Any other citizens' concerns? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move on to agenda items for next meeting.
Would you like me to let you know where we're at so far?
Yes, please.
And we can certainly take off some of these if we feel we don't have enough time. Investment fund, I know Heather and Tim have been working on that. I believe they have information for y'all. Matt, you had brought up zoning for the highway garage,
Yeah,
and there may be some things we need to consider there. For the town garage, we had the feasibility study and the mold results. I have certificate of compliance, which I know Jim has been working on. Cemetery update, personnel policy, the MOU was on here. Heather will have your budget to actual, and then we'll have first reads of the credit card policy, cash receipts, and traffic ordinance, which those 4 things, if we had to move them until May, would be fine. And at some point, we need to appoint a road commissioner, and we have not appointed an auditor yet either. And there may be a DRB opening as well.
Okay, anything else?
I have one thing.
Mr. Hayes?
Could you put on there as well, adopt code and standards?
For these are the road standards?
Yeah.
I think, was that on your list, Ed?
Is that
No.
part of the certificate of?
No.
No, it's different, okay.
But it could fall in the same spot.
Okay,
What standards are
This
these?
is the codes, the current codes and standards that have been updated in 2026.
Codes and standards for just general highway departments, or?
What it basically does is, in 2011, we adopted the state codes and standards. Which
Okay,
means we abide by their rules and their policies and procedures. And it was updated in 2019, and now it's been updated in 2026 because of the catastrophic events that took place in 2024. In order to be eligible for any FEMA money, now you have to adopt current codes and standards. And the state of Vermont has made it more friendly for us to do that. So it's a win-win for us. We have to adopt it.
Mhm.
So it just needs to be done because it is time sensitive.
Can you get me a copy of that paperwork and I can distribute it to the board?
All right. Anything else? Anyone on the board?
It's a pretty ambitious agenda.
All right. Well, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Moved by Kathy, seconded by Sean. All in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Yarrow is aye.
Meeting adjourned at 6:55 PM. All right.
I'm gonna hang up on you.
Very good, thanks, Will, appreciate it.
You got it. See you get that.
Yeah.